We knew we'd see him at some point this year being the starter. 5-2 as Virginia Tech starting quarterback. Got some experience with that at the end of last year as well. And the thing, Wes, he is dynamic with his legs. More consistency with his arm and pushing the ball down the field is what we're looking for going forward.
23-year-old and native of La Jolla, California, has Jalen Holston in the barrel of the pistol. Play fake by Burmeister. Shoots it across. Turner the catch at midfield. Into Spider territory goes Tre Turner. Tackle made by the safety Aaron Banks. And the 11th catch goes 27 yards for Tre Turner.
Really like the opening play call for Virginia Tech. Hard play action, you boot off of it and get Braxton Burmeister on the perimeter. Tre Turner just on the over route. So to find a little soft spot, make a play, and get into Spider territory.
All at the 38-yard line. You see Tavion Robinson and Turner. They're the two receivers at the bottom of the formation. Burmeister with time, and he'll shoot it to Robinson at the 30, and he'll push ahead. That's another first down. Amir Hall, the corner, playing on the boundary side, made the stop for Richmond.
Good start for Braxton Burmeister. A couple of easy completions on the over route. That one a switch concept that Robinson just sits down on the boundary because the corner's playing so deep. Really nice start for Braxton Burmeister, getting in a little bit of a rhythm.
A couple of the easy throws out of the offense of Brad Cornelson. Here's the give and the first carry of the day, and this is Holston inside the 15. Jalen Holston tiptoes and will be measured out of bounds at the 10. Nice blocking from Caleb Smith, Roddy.
Yeah, excellent job. You know what the old adage is, good runs become great runs because of perimeter blocking. You get a nice job by Nick Gallo of the tight end, and then downfield, Caleb Smith is able to get Jalen Holston a little bit extra.
All right, first and goal at the 10 it'll be. After 3 snaps of the football.
Chunk plays for Virginia Tech early.
Burmeister throws for the end zone and overshoots the intended receiver Robinson, who was wide open.
Yeah, it was bad eye discipline by Tyreek Funderburk, the cornerback. Watch him. He's going to stop thinking it's a run play. Tre Turner wide open.
Yep. 11, not 9 there in the target of Braxton Burmeister. Raheem Blackshear has checked in. Caleb Smith stays in the ball game. They've also got Nick Gallo, the tight end. Remember now, they lost James Mitchell week 2 against Middle Tennessee State. Played without him for the first time last Saturday at Morgantown. It's kind of a committee at tight end for Fuentes Hokies. Here's Burmeister throwing end zone again. Turner, did he get the foot down? He did on the back line.
What an athletic play by Tre Turner. I didn't think there was any shot he was going to get the foot down, having to leap in the back of the end zone to grab that one. But the body control, not only to grab it with his hands, but also reach back with that, was that right foot that got down in the end zone. This will certainly be reviewed, but what a play.
It is a rope from Braxton Burmeister, by the way. I mean,
you'd like it to be a little bit of an easier catch for your receiver. We'll get our first look at it. Burmeister's got plenty of time, clean pocket to throw from. The snag. Oh yeah, he gets that left foot in.
It's a catch on Saturday, not on Sunday.
Yeah, but this is a Saturday. Last I checked, that toe gets down in the field of play before that right foot comes down out of bounds. Wes, like the body control that takes, I want to try and explain it to people at home. Just go in your backyard and try and do that.
Now, Roddy, why do you want to encourage folks to go hurt themselves on a Saturday?
That's a good point. Not liable for anything that happens to you when you try. What a drive for Virginia Tech to open up.
Huh?
Braxton Burmeister getting him involved early in the passing game.
Jeff Heeser. It is ruled a touchdown. Confirmed a touchdown on the field.
I don't read a lot of sign language, but I know what touchdown is. Excellent catch by Tre Turner.
Yep. A couple of big catches for Turner in the drive. Nice run by Holston. And the Hokies are on the board quickly against Russ Huseman's Spiders. John Parker Romo punches the extra point through, Roddy.
Well, it was really Braxton Burmeister's arm that did most of the damage. This one being the dagger. Play fake brings up the safety. He's got his receiver in the
career touchdown catch for Tre Turner. Roddy gets Virginia Tech on the board in 5 plays here early.
Not many of them are going to be better than that one either. The athleticism, the back of the end zone, the hands catch. That was just a beautiful play to start.
Sure was, and we're underway and running now from Blacksburg. Aaron Dykes, Savon Smith deep. John Parker Romo kicks it away, and Dykes will let it sail over his head halfway through the end zone. And here comes Joe Mancuso from Union County High School in Blairsville, Georgia, who has fashioned a 6-year career at Richmond. 61% career completion, Roddy. 32 touchdowns, 23 interceptions, and he's run for better than 1,300 yards in his Spider career.
When you talk about talent, he has it in spades, can absolutely rip the football, throwing it, more athletic than he probably gets credit for. It's a pretty good runner for him as well.
Got a couple of really talented receivers, Isaac Brown, Leroy Henley. That's Jonathan Johnson in motion, and Dykes just crashes against the Hokie front for a yard. Dax Hollifield, who we had a great time visiting with yesterday.
Well, we could have sat and talked to Dax Hollifield for about 3 hours yesterday.
Dax would have stayed to talk with us for 3 hours.
He absolutely would have.
Really enjoyed talking to the junior from Shelby, North Carolina.
If a workout and a walkthrough hadn't gotten in the way, we might have.
Yep. Second down and about 9.5. Mancuso fakes the handoff, in trouble, breaks free, can run. First down, 40, 45, midfield, took a shot in the secondary from Tay Daly, the Vanderbilt transfer, but is to the Hokie 46-yard line. And Roddy, that's 29 yards on what I think might be a busted play.
Well, they were trying to go to the field, to the boundary. Jermaine Waller blitzed. There was nobody else there. He was able to take off and run, and it looks like Joe Mancuso may be a little banged up.
Yeah, it took a lick from Daly. Mancuso is down. That means Bo English will come in.
ACC Network College Football is presented by the Eat Fresh Refresh at Subway.
Well, Burris Hall offers us the backdrop. We bring you back to Lane Stadium in Blacksburg. Hokies 7, Spiders nothing, and Bo English has come into the ball game. This is a young man who played 3 games in the shortened spring schedule of FCS football and is now in law school at the University of Richmond. Russ Huseman saying earlier this week he's got a full plate, and some of it involves football.
Yeah.
After the long run by Mancuso, English, short throw across the middle. Catch made, and Jonathan Johnson hangs on. 6'3" grad student, transfer from East Carolina with the grab.
Well, Virginia Tech sells out against the run with the backup quarterback in. English doing a nice job of delivering. Guy that played at DeMatha, the powerhouse in Maryland. Very accomplished quarterback there. This certainly not a situation that you want your backup quarterback in, but a nice delivery on that first play.
By the way, he was perfect in the spring, so his first throw of the fall is also a good one. There's Savon Smith, and he goes down in a heap too. Jordan Williams celebrating the Hokie defense.
That's a look at Joe Mancuso, who pops up and then realizes that finger looks like on his throwing hand. Ooh, a little worse for wear. So they took him immediately towards the locker room. Did not go to the locker room, ducked into a side room that, having played here, I can confirm. I believe it's where they do x-rays, Wes.
Unless they've changed the footprint of
Unless they've changed the footprint of Lane Stadium.
There you go. Here's English, and he's going to be sacked. Hollifield. 8.5 career sacks now for Dax Hollifield.
Nice
makes
job.
his 29th start today, by the way.
You're going to see him on the right side of your screen. Number 4 coming through, just getting past Tim Coleman. You saw English try and roll, try and spin out of it to his left, but was not aware that Hollifield coming clean off the edge. Dax makes a big play.
So now all of a sudden, 3rd and 17.
What you want out of Bo English is do not make a stupid decision. Give yourself a chance to kick.
And we got a flag and delay a game, I believe, on Richmond. Jeff Heeser. Five-yard penalty will make it 3rd and 22.
Russ Huseman was really excited for the opportunity this week for his team to come into Lane Stadium, play here. You mentioned the first time this program's been here since 1985. All of these guys would have loved to have played at Virginia Tech and now getting the opportunity to play here.
Bo English will keep it. Not for much, though. Norrell Pollard, who I thought was as good as they had in the front on opening night against Carolina, slows down Bo English. Let's check with Larisha.
Well, guys, Joe Mancuso came off holding his, and it appeared that he was holding his right index for confirmation on it, but he did go into the room with the doctor. It is unclear what his status is right now. I'll have more for you soon.
All right. Thanks, Larisha. Here is Aaron Trussler from Australia. Punting toward Tavion Robinson. End over end kick. No flag on the play after Trussler got knocked down. A fair catch by Robinson. Roddy, in our marathon drive recap shows you how.
Well, they got started with the first throw of the game, getting Braxton Burmeister on the move, and Tre Turner catches that one. It was one handoff that got up the sideline for Jalen Holston, and then Burmeister through the air finished it again with a great delivery and a great catch on the back end by Tre Turner.
Yep. Here is Burmeister, first down throw. Turner at it again. Trying to make a guy miss. Scrambles for a couple of yards. The linebacker, Tyler Dressler, just up I-81 in Covington, Virginia, makes the play in space with Aaron Banks.
For this Virginia Tech offense on this drive, if you're able to go down and score again, then it really puts you in a good, comfortable position. They've had some adjustments on the offensive line that they've had to make due to the injury to Silas Janzi, the right tackle, so there's been a little bit of a shuffle on that O-line.
Yep. You see the two tights in motion, Dulius and Gallo. Now Gallo flops back for Burmeister on 2nd and 8. Quick throw in the slot. Turner catches for the first down at the 30 ahead of Banks again. 13-yard throw. Braxton Burmeister looks pretty comfortable here, Roddy.
Yeah, he does. And look, he's getting some really advantageous looks. You get Turner one-on-one against the safety, Aaron Banks, who's playing so far off. And that's an easy pitch and catch. So, yes, he looks comfortable, which is exactly what you'd expect with the looks that he's getting.
And Blackshear into the stack on the left side. Will pick up a yard. Darius Reynolds, another Virginian, makes this tackle for Richmond.
And we mentioned some of the shifting on the offensive line, Wes. Look at how they started with Janzi, Moore, Hoffman, Smith, Tenuta. That's how they started against West Virginia. At the end of the West Virginia game, Brock Hoffman jumps out to right tackle. You get Johnny Jordan at center. Now they've shuffled it even more. Luke Tenuta goes over to right tackle. Caden Moore stays at right guard. Johnny Jordan in the middle. Lasita Smith scoots out to left tackle. And Brock Hoffman stays in at guard.
Hesitation, and Burmeister's speed gets him to the edge. And out of bounds near the 45, and another Hokie first down.
Watch what this offensive line is able to do. He's just waiting, then he gets to the outside. He's trying to go with a little pop pass, but this is where he's dangerous, keeping it on the ground with his feet.
Burmeister and Virginia Tech already with a half dozen plays of 10 or more yards here in this first period. On the perimeter, Blackshear, cut back, another first down. That one goes 12 yards to the 43 of Richmond before Tristan Wheeler, the redshirt sophomore linebacker, makes the play.
It really feels like Virginia Tech has said, where's our biggest advantage in this game? And it's our guys in space against the guys on the perimeter who've really dominated outside.
Here's Burmeister, fakes the sweep, cuts it loose, and just beyond the reach of Drake Dulius, the tight end. Drake Dulius, a football family legacy for the tight end. His dad and his grandfather both played at Clemson, Roddy.
Yeah, he was about as wide open as you get. Braxton Burmeister decides to Throw it a little bit harder, more out front than he needs to. You got to hit that one. That's 2 that he's missed with wide open receivers.
2nd and 10. Play fake, pressure coming, and took a big lick. Caleb Brooks off the end, 96. Wow, what a collision with Burmeister, Roddy.
That was huge. It's exactly the opposite of what you want to see. But watch the pressure off the edge. That looks like number 9, Darius Reynolds, and then Caleb Brooks comes up the middle. Absolutely drills Braxton Burmeister.
So the Hokies got to get 17 for a first down. Here's Burmeister, loops it out in the flat. This is Blackshear. Whoa, what a spin. And he'll turn it back to the 42. Wow. Back toward the original line for 4th down. Heck of an effort by Blackshear.
It really was. How about that spin?
Whew. Is that the B button, by the way?
I don't even know, man. It's been so long since I played. I don't do the Xbox thing. Like, I'm a PlayStation guy, so it might be circle. I don't know. What a spin by Raheem Blackshear. A nice job by Richmond, though, and that's where this Richmond Spiders defense is going to have to live. Creating a negative play, getting Virginia Tech in 3rd and long, and then rallying to the football.
Peter Moore's 3rd in the ACC at 43.5. He'll hang it up for Isaac Brown, who makes the fair catch inside of the 10 at the 9. 33 yards on the effort. And the Spiders, under the guidance of 5th-year head coach Russ Huseman, 13th season overall. Former coordinator at Richmond, worked at Chattanooga, did great things with the Mocs, and then arrived in the capital city of the Commonwealth. They won an FCS title in 2008. And it's a proud football tradition in the Colonial Athletic Association for these Spiders.
Yeah, the Colonial, a really good conference. Multiple teams with that are national powerhouses ranked in the top 25 at that level.
Out in the flat, Savon Smith made a guy miss. He'll stretch just beyond the original line, Larissa.
Well, guys, Joe Mancuso, who we saw walk off the field holding his right hand, but learned that it was his right index finger. He went into the room, had x-rays completed, and walked out, and I was told that he is no longer available for today's game. He actually walked out to the locker room, so it's not what the Richmond Spiders wanted or expected today.
All right. Thanks very much, Larissa.
And you just hope that's a short-term injury. It obviously, with him being disqualified today, you're concerned about it being long-term. This is a good football team that's got an opportunity with Mancuso healthy.
Johnson, another catch, out to the 20 and beyond for the first down. Tay Daly makes the stop on an 11-yard throw from Bo English. Might not be the experience level, Roddy, but clearly Bo English has got a degree of command with this offense here early, particularly when it comes to throwing. And if you can get that big offensive line to make some pass for Aaron Dykes and Savon Smith, you got a puncher's chance here.
Yeah, look, the offensive line and the running backs are going to be the key. Bo English has started games at Richmond in the past. This is a big environment.
Yep. Here is Savon Smith on the cutback. And close to another first down. He got into the Hokies secondary. Nasir Peoples, Shamari Connor on the stop.
Yeah, Tim Coleman and Cade Sawyer's doing a nice job opening up. Check this cut. Whoop! That's a nice job by a really good running back in Savon Smith. He and Aaron Dykes combined for one of the best tandems in FCS in terms of running backs.
Well, in this offensive line now, Roddy, they've got to be toward the top of FCS in size.
They're big.
Pistol formation for English, and the communication with Dykes. They collide with one another, and Aaron Dykes falls down back toward the 26.
Yeah, and I think it was Aaron Dykes that kind of tapped his chest to say my bad on that. Not exactly sure what happened, but this is what can happen when you have a backup quarterback in the game. The quarterback steps too far, running back a little too tight on his track, and he's basically tackled by his quarterback.
I think Bo English has got 4 sides to the wristband, Roddy. Got the whole package right there.
Yeah. Got the wine list.
Here's a quick toss. This is Dykes, number 3, working to the edge. And right into the arms of Nasir Peoples. And it'll be 4th down and 2.
Yeah, and Richmond's got a punt. And it's frustrating because you were at 3rd and 1. I thought he had the cutback really early in this run. Tried to string it out. Virginia Tech did a nice job of setting the edge, but if he puts his foot in the ground and cuts back, it's basically he and Nasir Peoples to get that 1st down.
Tavion Robinson averaging 11.5 yards a return. He's 3rd in the ACC, had a 59-yarder 2 weeks ago against Middle Tennessee State. Rugby kick toward Robinson. Fair catch called for and made against 4 white-shirted Spiders on the way down. 47-yard punt. Well, Virginia Tech here after the 6-point loss at West Virginia last week, Roddy, and that offensive line got a full tilt from the Mountaineers.
Yeah, Mountaineers had great coverage a lot, so some of these are coverage sacks, but once the shuffling started to happen with the injury to Silas Janzi, it really got after Braxton Burmeister, and this was an offensive line. It obviously lost Christian Darrisaw, but was thought to be one of the better ones in the ACC coming into the year. Really struggled a week ago with the pass rush of West Virginia.
All the changes have been made so far. Led him to an early touchdown. Here's Burmeister on 1st down. He's going to take the deep shot. That's Robinson, and beyond his reach, incomplete, and a flag going to come down in the coverage of Niall Harris. It's pass interference on the redshirt junior from Greensboro, North Carolina. 1st down for Virginia Tech.
And you know, Wes, this is one of those plays that I think Niall Harris, if he's playing against Elon or playing against James Madison, he probably does what he should do, undercut the route and go for the football.
Right.
But you're playing against Virginia Tech, Lane Stadium, everything around it. You're trying to make the safest play possible. You go into the back of the receiver and you don't trust your technique.
Ball at the 40 after the penalty. Here's the sweep, and unable to get to the edge is Robinson. Tyler Dressler, the linebacker, excellent job in pursuit on what is Tavion Robinson's 4th carry of the season in that sweep look that Justin Fuente sells you.
We had a really good conversation with Justin Wood about defending the jet sweeps against Virginia Tech. He was very open and honest about the challenge that presents.
King stays in the backfield. Here's Burmeister trying to keep it, and Braxton Burmeister runs right into a stack, and the Spiders get the 3 and out, Larissa.
Well, you mentioned Tyler Dressler, Wes, and I found out when I was talking to him that his grandfather actually went to Virginia Tech. He was part of the Corps Cadets, so he would hitchhike from Covington, Virginia to Blacksburg just to go to school. Then he had 4 sons, including Tyler's father and his 3 uncles, all of which who went to Virginia Tech as well. So his family has loyalty to Virginia Tech, but not today for this particular game.
And the 3rd down throw is broken up. Trying to find Caleb Smith. Amir Hall over in front of the Richmond bench got a hand in. And Tyler Dressler told Mark Berman of the Roanoke paper this week, Roddy, I grew up going to Lane Stadium. I knew all the Hokies by name. They were my favorite players.
As is the case with a lot of these Richmond defenders. A nice job by this Richmond defense, though, covering up the receivers on 2nd down. And then Amir Hall, a big, long cornerback, making the play on 3rd.
3 and out for the Hokies. Well, don't forget, this is just the start of the day in the ACC on ACC Network. Coming up at 4, Kansas and Duke. Chris Cotter, Mark Herzlich, Jalen Johnson will be there for you as the Hawkeyes and Blue Devils meet for a 3rd time. And then ACC Network primetime football presented by Geico tonight from Mercedes-Benz in downtown Atlanta. North Carolina has lost 3 straight road games, Roddy, as an AP-ranked team against an unranked team. That's on the line tonight with Dave O'Brien, or Roy Philpott for Dave O'Brien, with Tim Hasselbeck and Kelsey Riggs at Mercedes-Benz. Off the 9-yard line, Dykes was able to shed the first defender. And in fact, Virginia Tech, slow to his feet, is Tywan Garbett after a run of a couple yards. So first quarter in the books. Virginia Tech got a score on the opening drive, Roddy.
They certainly did, and they go in 7-0.
Come for it all.
Well, As we rejoin you from Lane Stadium in Blacksburg, during the break, the 2021 Indoor Atlantic Coast Conference champions of track celebrated on the field. Congratulations to those guys. Rings in the whole 9.
Oh, big rings.
Bo English, a quick throw, a little low, and it is ruled a catch to Isaac Brown out at the 17.
Our back judge is coming in and wave it off.
Incomplete now, okay. Line judge signal catch, and back judge says no.
Overruled him. See, it's a little bit of a low throw. It's a very low throw. And yeah, that ball clearly hits the ground.
Yeah, Jacques Hooper is the back judge.
How about that? Coming from the 20 yards out, seeing it. This sets up a 3rd and long for Richmond. The running backs are really where you have your biggest advantage. Don't want that to be completely nullified on 3rd down.
Go empty here. Quick flip in the flat. This is Josiah Williams, who's back in the Spider lineup after missing the last couple of ball games, and he's taken down at the 11.
Well, one of the things that they wanted with moving Alan Tisdale to linebacker was more speed at that position. And watch 34 from the inside, able to get out, turn the ball carrier back in. He and Jordan Williams rallying to the football. And Alan Tisdale, a guy that played in the secondary some for them last year, really gives him a lot of athleticism at that linebacker position.
Robinson stands at midfield to wait on Trussler's punt. Spiders need a good one. Instead, they get what Russ Huseman wants. The higher, the better. And he said it almost in that term to us this week. We don't need to. Yep. Yeah, Lasita Smith is at that left tackle spot. Here's Burmeister, a low throw. Did that hit the ground? It did. It's incomplete. Bounced into the hands of Paiute, the wide receiver from Chesterfield outside of Richmond.
And after a really hot start for Virginia Tech, I mean, Braxton Burmeister's had some questionable throws. This one's a tough one because you're not able to throw with the laces. You got to grab and go, but these guys practice this so often now in 7-on-7s and in practice. That's a 10-yard toss. You got to be able to get that to your receiver and not set you up in 2nd and 15. If I'm Virginia Tech here, I'm not sure I'm not going back to the quarterback run.
Here's Burmeister in trouble again, and the Spiders rally and take him down after a yard to the 41. Tristan Wheeler, the linebacker, again in the mix. So, Roddy, here's the deal. Burmeister starts 7 for 9. Missed some easy throws, including one before the touchdown, right, to Turner. Gets the touchdown to Turner. He's missed his last 2. But yet, he's put him in position with the big run on 1st down, calling his own number.
Yeah, you got Tre Turner at the bottom of your screen. Looks like you might get one-on-one. Braxton Burmeister, you can make an easy pitch and catch down there.
Blitz coming. Lobbing for the near side and offline for Paiute.
Excuse me, yeah, it was Jaden Paiute. Richmond brought the pressure and said, hey, if you're going to beat us, you're going to beat us going deep. Blitz a couple of linebackers. Get 30 Dressler and 30 Tristan Wheeler and 40 Dressler. It ends up being Aiden Murray, number 99, in the backfield. 3 straight series where Virginia Tech going to have to punt. This one coming after a really good field position.
Justin Wood, a product of a really nice Christopher Newport program. Here's a fake punt and underthrown by the punter, Peter Moore. And he was dialing on the far sideline Dorian Strong, a defensive back.
Well, a lot of times when you're punting in plus territory, these cornerbacks don't follow the gunners down the field. They just let them go. They had exactly what they wanted. Moore threw an absolute duck out there. I mean, oh.
So Richmond trailing 7-0. Best starting spot for the Spiders of Russ Huseman off their 41. And the backup quarterback, Bo English, Joe Mancuso, hurt on the 2nd play of the game today. And this is Aaron Dyke's best run so far. And he'll get 11 and a 1st down to the Hokie 48-yard line. Roddy, the fake punt, you're up 7-0. It was there, I get it. But
yeah, I don't like the call. Your defense is playing well. Hit Richmond back deep, regroup on offense. It's such a momentum play that even if you execute it, the upside of the touchdown, I guess, is great, but if something goes wrong there, the entire stadium's deflated, and your defense really has to have almost a quick change situation.
English with pressure coming, and he'll be sacked. Keontae Jenkins was the first Hokie to arrive. Second sack for the Hokies.
Let's go back and look at that fake punt. You're going to see to the top of your screen. Watch the cornerback. He's just letting Dorian Strong go because it's inside the 20, or excuse me, inside the 50, and that ball is like 10 yards short. I mean, look, they obviously have executed that in practice. If not, they would have never called it. But that's the type of throw that completely erodes trust in anybody other than the quarterback throwing the football.
Second down, 17 for English after the sack. And we get flags everywhere. Offside on the offense. Looks like one of those maybe starts at the snap.
On the left side of the line, I guess. I mean, I didn't really
Somebody
see
lined up the wrong way is the bottom line.
I didn't see that, but
Third penalty on the Spiders, 25 yards. And after the sack a moment ago, now all of a sudden, Russ Huseman's got to get his offense out of reverse. Second and 22. English, the throw, caught in the middle of the field. Isaac Brown back toward the original line after the Dykes run on a 12-yard throw.
well, it's an easy throw. They run an extra lineman in to be that H-back. Easy pitch and catch for Bo English. Set you up with a third, and you go from third and a short bus ride to third and almost manageable, 3rd and 10. Oh, if I'm Virginia Tech, I think I might send some pressure here.
Yeah,
challenge him to beat you one-on-one.
You're speeding up English's clock, right?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Backup quarterback.
He'll push the pocket right, cut it loose and offline for Josiah Williams. Shamari Connor was pressuring the receiver, and the Spiders have missed on all 4 of their third downs.
Richmond's offensive coordinator Jeff Durden expected the same thing. You get a sprint out with your quarterback, and that one wouldn't have gotten the first down anyway. I think you're relying on sort of a natural pick there on the defender, and didn't get it. Wasn't going to get the first down.
Well, now remember the high punt is the order today for Russ Huseman with his punter, Aaron Trussler. There's another high one toward Robinson. He'll signal for and make the fair catch just ahead of the 5. Opening drive is still the difference in the ball game in Blacksburg. Period here at Blacksburg, and Roddy, time for today's Half Black trivia question. When was the last time Virginia Tech lost to an FCS opponent?
Our crew was so excited yesterday to show the Aflac trivia question that I know the answer. I've seen the question.
Yeah.
So I'll have to respectfully bow out of this. But we do have some news on the Virginia Tech side. Justin Fuente told us this would be the case. Knox Kadum coming in the game. He said, look, when the game is in the balance, Knox Kadum is going to get some playing time. He has earned it with his play in practice, his ability to command the offense, and here it is.
So Knox Kadum from Rome, Georgia. Hands to Blackshear on first down, and he gets nothing. And Braxton Burmeister still buckled up and ready to go after the stop by Amir Hall of Richmond. So Kadum, who's been in this program now a couple of years, 2-time state champion in Rome, up in Northwest Georgia, Roddy. Good high school program, as you and I know, in that area. And he's kind of been in the program, knows the system, and gets an opportunity. Pushes it right, cuts it loose, and it's intercepted. And picked off by Aaron Banks.
Aaron Banks read that play like a book. It's a delayed rollout. Tavion Robinson, the receiver, tries to set him up with an out-breaking route, and Banks is all over it. If Knox Kadum's going to throw this ball, he's got to roll out and throw it right now. Waits a little too long. Banks undercuts it and is able to put Richmond in great field position.
Aaron Banks First interception of the year, and now all of a sudden, Bo English and the Spiders work from the Hokies 16-yard line with Savon Smith in the backfield. Lane Stadium's been a little docile since the opening drive, and here is Smith cutting to the right side, and he scores. First play after the interception, and Savon Smith gallops 16 yards for the touchdown.
What a momentum shift. Justin Fuente told us that he was going to have Knox Kadum in the game on his only pass so far, throws the pick, gets Richmond in great field position, and Savon Smith finishes it. A nice job by that big offensive line of Richmond, sealing the outside. Dax Hollifield was coming. He's got to go for the quarterback. Savon Smith slips underneath him. He's able to put the ball in the end zone.
Boy, how about Savon Smith? And now the point after from Jake Larson ties the game. So the pick by Banks, and then on the first snap, Roddy.
A couple of great plays by Richmond. The interception by Aaron Banks, reading the eyes, knowing the tendencies of Virginia Tech. He reads the eyes of Knox Kadum, slips under the throw, and is able to pick it off and put his team in a position. And after that, didn't take long for the Spiders. Savon Smith gets great blocks on the edge and ties the game.
After the interception by Banks and the ensuing touchdown run from Savon Smith, and the Richmond Spiders now will kick it away. There'll be no return here for Blackshear or Keyshawn King. And Roddy, here's an all-22 look at Knox Kadum's mistake.
Well, Tavion Robinson's in the slot, and that's Aaron Banks, the safety right there. Watch the way he plays this. Kadum hesitates, trying to set up something to that side, and then on the rollout, he just throws this ball too late. Banks reads it, gets underneath it, and is able to take it deep into Virginia Tech territory. It's one of those where if you're not prepared to throw that ball right away to Tavion Robinson coming out of the break, you can't throw it. The more you wait, the more guys have a chance from inside and from outside to make the play.
Ball at the 25, Burmeister's first throw. Tavion Robinson, the catch, makes a man miss, and a first down for Virginia Tech. 12-yard throw, which gives them now 27 yards here in the second quarter.
Braxton Burmeister back in the game after the interception by Knox Kadum, and I tell you what, that was not a great throw either. Tavion Robinson doesn't make an incredible catch. That may have ended up in a lap of a Richmond defender.
So Keyshawn King, who missed last week's ball game at Morgantown, gets a little delay, tries to bounce it here to the perimeter. A lot of white shirts there, and he'll be pulled down for a loss of 3. Phillip O'Connor, junior linebacker. Oh, he's got the neck roll on for you, Roddy.
Love the neck roll linebacker. Oh. Absolutely love it. An old school type guy. You got to give credit to Richmond on the inside. What they've tried to do is spill everything outside and let those linebackers scrape over to the top to make plays, and they've done that.
Burmeister and the Hokies, 2nd and 13. Hesitates, now cuts it loose for Smith, who makes a great catch. Cannot hold it through, incomplete. Amir Hall there, but Caleb Smith.
Second down.
Jeff Heiser, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
A referee. Watch the play by Amir Hall. Goes up, fights the hands, and Smith is trying to stay strong and hold it. And remember, when you catch the ball and you're going to the ground, you have to survive the ground. With the catch, does not do that. It's a nice job of staying with it by Amir Hall. Missed opportunity for Virginia Tech.
So now 3rd and 13. Nick Gallo in motion, the tight end. Burmeister, long throw, and caught Robinson at the 45. I think he'll be short at least a yard or two. About 2.5, almost 3 yards short.
It's like you said, a long throw by Braxton Burmeister. If I'm Justin Fuente, go for it here. I mean, looks like the punt team's coming on. I don't know. Like your defense has played pretty well with the exception of the last drive. You went for the fake punt earlier. Couple yards, that big offensive line might have been tempted to go for it instead of punting it back to Richmond.
Isaac Brown will wait on the punt of Peter Moore. Wobbly kick, Brown the fair catch, shy of the 20 at the Richmond 19. And let's get you back to the Days Aflac trivia question. There's the last time Virginia Tech lost to an FCS opponent? Well, 2010. Mickey Matthews and the Dukes of James Madison.
I'll tell you what, that 2010 team I played against it was a really good team that came off a tough loss to Boise State to start the year. Kind of let Boise beat them twice. You're not taking anything away from the Dukes. I saw that crew live and in person, and they were better than James Madison.
Yes, they were. A couple of yards for Dykes on first down. Let's take you back 11 years ago. Rainy Saturday in Blacksburg. And in all purple, look at JMU.
And that's what it takes to have the upset for JMU. Making guys miss, taking advantage of mistakes. That Virginia Tech team was shocked. Number 13 in the country, being beaten by James Madison.
Well, and James Madison, there's a look at Mickey. Did a great job for the Dukes. And now Kurt Signetti doing a super job with the preseason favorites in the Colonial. And a flag down on the Dykes run, just past the 25. And Russ Huseman pretty candid with us. He knows that the limited spring schedule, they just fit football in last year in the FCS. And here's Jeff Heiser. Procedure on Virginia Tech is the call. And Justin Fuentes getting
5-yard penalty.
All right. But Russ Huseman knows that his team is battling Delaware, New Hampshire, Rhode Island. They got Elon next week as they return back to CAA play after the loss at Villanova, who's also expected to be one of those contenders in the Colonial.
We were talking to him before. There's only so many spots for each conference when you're talking about playoffs, but his team is good enough to contend for the Colonial Championship.
It is the best FCS conference in the country, the Colonial. And English in a whole lot of trouble there. He'll be brought down. Mario Kendricks led the charge. Fuga, Big Josh in there at 308 pounds from Woodbridge, Virginia.
The look just isn't there for Bo English when he gets sacked. But look, if you're Russ Huseman right now, you're tied 7-7 with 5 minutes to go in the first half with Virginia Tech.
Right.
They've slowed the game down. They've been huddling, taking up clock. Your thought process is now, worst case scenario, we're going into halftime down 7 with the way that this first half has worked out.
And we get a procedure call again here on Richmond. So, Roddy, Virginia Tech takes the opening kick. They go 65 yards, 5 plays in less than 2 minutes. And since then, Richmond just kind of gone back and forth. They lose Mancuso on the second snap. Burmeister takes some highs and lows. Fuente switches gears, goes to Kadum. 2 plays in, he throws the pick. Richmond takes advantage of that. This game's just kind of wobbling a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, look, Richmond has sold out to stop the run, and Virginia Tech, by and large, has not gotten good quarterback play today.
Savon Smith, the running back. English drops back, got to get rid of it. Does. Smith on the perimeter. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20-yard line. Shamari Connor there to make the play. It'll be 4th and a dozen, and punt opportunity here for the Spiders. And Tavion Robinson moves into position for Virginia Tech.
This is the most important punt of the day for Richmond so far. Number 1, you got to protect it, but number 2, you cannot let Tavion Robinson give this offense great field position.
Hokies with 5 kind of in that line area. Only 1 guy there. Ferguson rushes. Here's Robinson. Wants to play from the 40. Brings it back to the near side. First couple of guys miss. Midfield cutback. Tavion Robinson turns the corner and is headed to the end zone.
Like a strike of lightning, Virginia Tech, the thing that this program has been known for so long, special teams, makes a massive special teams play. Russ Huseman told us, you can't fall in love with how far you can punt it. You see him getting after his punter right there. Kick the ball high, make him fair catch it. Do not give Tavion Robinson a chance to return it. Richmond does. That's all it takes for Virginia Tech to get on the board.
60-yard punt, 42-yard return, and a touchdown.
Virginia Tech needed a spark, and they got it in Tavion Robinson. All he needed was a little bit of a seam, and it was all speed outrunning the corner to the end zone.
On this field against Middle Tennessee State, housed a 60-yarder there, and Virginia Tech back in front. Jeff Heiser with a marker on the kick.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct against the defense, number 1, taunting, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Shamari Connor with a taunting call.
This is number 1's first unsportsmanlike.
I don't know if we caught it on our camera. It looked like there was a towel tossed, Wes, and there was some motions by the officials. That may have been what drew their ire.
3 to the bottom of the screen. Single receiver to the boundary. That's Jerry Garcia working here to the open side, and Garcia gets about 4 before he gets hit. They're excited about this young freshman from Hope Mills, North Carolina.
Popped up for Virginia Tech though, but yeah, Jerry Garcia, not your daddy's Jerry Garcia, guy that they're very excited about. Slasher, he's been a special player for him. Running back wearing number 80. Gotta love that.
Yep. Savon Smith, the back now with English, and oh, good play in the hole there. Jermaine Waller. And there is Joe Mancuso with a big bag of ice on a hand that's all bandaged up, and that does not look good for Richmond and its team the rest of the day, and I hope that's not long-term for Russ Huseman.
You absolutely do. Mancuso is a really good player, 60-year guy. You see him still involved, though. Had both of those, that finger wrapped up, and you see the big bag of ice on it.
Yep. So Bo English, who transferred after a couple of years at the Air Force Academy, played in 19, got some snaps last spring, and overshoots Smith there on 3rd down.
And for Richmond, obviously the offense has struggled, as you kind of figured that they would a little bit. But the punt return, with where they had gotten in this half, the punt return is so big because if Virginia Tech had to drive the ball down, there's probably not enough time on the clock for them to get 2 scores before halftime. Richmond gets the ball first in the second half, and Tavion Robinson back to receive again.
Kansas and Duke follows us, then Carolina, Georgia Tech in primetime tonight from downtown Atlanta. Trussler's punt, fair catch, call for and made by Robinson just inside the 20. Okay, Roddy, 3 full timeouts for Justin Fuentes. 2:53 to go.
And this is the biggest drive that this Richmond defense has had. You go into halftime down a score, and there's hope. You know, you think we get a play here or there, maybe we could do something. Virginia Tech goes down and scores. Although Richmond gets the ball in the second half, gets the ball first.
Right.
You got to feel not really good where you are because of the way this first half has gone. But you got to feel much better. Braxton Burmeister back in the game at quarterback.
Yep. Raheem Blackshear in the backfield with him. Burmeister wants to throw. Going to sail it for Turner and overthrows him.
That's another one, Wes.
Incomplete. A.J. Smith in coverage with Tre Turner.
A.J. Smith got away with one
early
in that route, holding on to Tre Turner a little bit. But doesn't get called. Tre Turner's got to step. You got to give him an opportunity to make a play. Lay that ball out towards the sideline so he can run away from the defender, catch it, and then it's a foot race. Braxton Burmeister has not been sharp so far in this game.
Blackshear in motion, and he'll take it around the far side and falls forward toward the 26. Here we go. And 3rd and about 2 coming up for Virginia Tech here.
Would not be surprised if Virginia Tech kept it on the ground as long as they could until they absolutely have to start airing it out a little bit more.
Here's Burmeister. Braxton will work around the edge. He's got plenty in his toolbox for the first down. Roddy, in some ways, his best strength is his ability to do that, right?
Yeah, this is their best offense right now. The play breaks down a little bit. He doesn't like his first look. And you've got a defender, number 30, Tristan Wheeler, has an angle on Braxton Burmeister. But West Virginia had about 4 guys with an angle on him on 3rd and long last week and couldn't get him.
12 yards and a first down. Clock it under 2 minutes. Here's the catch by Turner at the 47. And he got pushed back, forward progress. Tyreek Funderburk.
Justin Fuente wants his offense to go fast, not calling a timeout. Thinks you can catch Virginia, catch Richmond back on its heels.
Here's Burmeister, another quick throw. 2 in a row. Here's Robinson stepping out at midfield, stops the clock with 93 seconds to go in the first half. Virginia Tech still got all 3 timeouts.
Yeah, and on this drive, Virginia Tech, a minute 33, 3 timeouts is plenty of time to get down. And Justin Fuente wants them to put this ball in the end zone. The kicking struggles have been, field goal kicking struggles have been massive for Virginia Tech early in this season.
Yep. First and 10. Burmeister tries to sneak up in the pocket. Is that going to cost him a timeout here? Let's see. Clock rolls at 1:25 on the Eldridge stop. There's John Parker Romo, who on the year is 1 for 3. His only make here on opening night against Carolina.
I'm surprised you don't call a timeout here. Maybe Justin Fuente. Yeah, maybe he's playing it conservative, but a lot of time ran off the clock there.
Burmeister's receiver fell down. He was looking for Smith. Instead, opts here for Holston. And there's the timeout with 56 seconds left to go in this first half.
First charge timeout.
Hokies will have 2 remaining. Don't forget Sunday Best here on ACC Network. We got a volleyball match with Miami and Notre Dame starting in the afternoon at 1. And then a couple of women's soccer matches to go. Pittsburgh and Miami from Coral Gables at 3. Then number 2 Duke in Blacksburg here to meet Virginia Tech at 5 o'clock. Sunday Best, all right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. One app, one tap.
All right, so 3rd and 9 here, Wes, and the struggles for Virginia Tech to throw the football have been magnified, I think, on this drive. The inability to complete the early one.
Right.
So what's your call here? And look, I don't think you put the ball in the air here. And here's why. You've got an opportunity to go down and score and really put this away.
Right.
You still have 2 timeouts. You run the football, kind of catch them off guard. Maybe you can bang one of those timeouts, although it looks like they're going to get one-on-one on the outside.
Yeah, 11 personnel in the gun, too. Here's Burmeister. Bullets flying, lobbing for Caleb Smith, and he can't control it against the coverage of Amir Hall.
And I think Richmond kind of had that thought process too. Hey, Braxton Burmeister with his legs is likely the thing that's most likely to beat us. Virginia Tech has not proven that they can beat us deep throwing the football. Let's send 6. Let's make them throw it in one-on-one coverage. Fade ball to the outside. They'll live with that 10 times out of 10.
And we got a timeout procedure. A flag thrown, no timeout.
Prior to snap, false start. Offense, number 44. 5-yard penalty.
Wow. Dorian Strong, who was an intended receiver on a previous fake punt.
This is a frustrating first half for Justin Fuente. And look, I'm not saying Virginia Tech is gonna drop this one, but if you're drawing up a recipe for an upset, this is the type of first half that does it.
The ball's going to check up around the 1. It is saved in bounds. Wow. Excellent play by Niall Harris. Oh no, Armani Chapman. Armani Chapman, 27, makes the save. This is well done. 2 really good special teams plays by the Hokies here in quarter 2.
That's the exact thing I was going to say. The special teams for Virginia Tech has been fantastic. Great job of those 2 getting down there downing the football.
How many times do we see the long snapper do it, Roddy?
Very rarely, but you love those guys getting down the field, down the ball.
39th career start for Oscar Shadley, and he downs it at the 1.
Look, I don't need you to go down and make tackles. I need you to make good snaps, down the football.
Well, and now we're just going to get a touch of the knee. There's a timeout by Justin Fuente. Now, here we go.
Now he's going to use it.
So the timeout there
Charge
stops
timeout.
it with 34 seconds left, leaves a
Virginia Tech.
1, but
There's second.
Sure, why not?
Please reset the game clock to 37
Call the
seconds.
timeout after the next knee, too, and then you're going to get a third knee, and we're going to.
so the combination of Chapman and Shadley provide the down on the punt. How about the special teams play of Tavion Robinson on a 60-yard return?
He's only really had one opportunity to return a punt, and he absolutely made the most of it. Got a little seam. He's able to take it to the house, and Russ Huseman getting after his punter. It's Aaron Trussler, who that's the definition of out-kicking your coverage there, Wes.
Yeah. Trussler from Australia. And again, we can't reemphasize how Russ Huseman talked about playing special teams this week in that particular discipline. And of course,
How many times?
25 was the Frank Beamer. I know how many times you're going to tell this, right? How many times do you get up here and all of a sudden one of those plays?
It just happens so often. Like, you just feel like whenever Virginia Tech is struggling a little bit, special teams tends to be the thing that makes the difference.
And another timeout taken by Virginia Tech here, which will be their final timeout of the half.
10, 30 seconds.
All right, don't forget tonight, 10:30 after the Carolina-Georgia Tech game, the huddle after dark, Roddy.
The way North Carolina plays, it ain't gonna be 10:30.
Nope, might be 11:15. Might be 11:15. Fellas will definitely not have ties, and socks will be optional. I think they already are for E.J. Manuel with Eric McClain, Jordan Cornette hosting, and of course Coach Mark Rick, who gave a great pep talk last night prior to Syracuse and Liberty. And of course, busy day in the ACC. They'll recap it all. Clemson, NC State this afternoon at Carter Finley.
And you give the Pack a chance until somebody scores an offensive touchdown against Clemson. I don't know if anybody's got a shot.
Two best defenses in the league today, Roddy. State and Clemson.
That's a good question. Caught me off guard with that one. I don't know. Virginia Tech's pretty darn good on defense. So.
And they'll finally just snap it and push the stack. And that will get us to the half. Yep, Richmond's going to head to their locker room. Virginia Tech can't stop the second quarter clock. And this is going to wind out, I believe. Even though it looks like Amari Barno came up with the football somehow out of all that.
Russ Huseman is going to be pleased with his team's effort. Disappointed that special teams ended up being the difference after he preached it all week long coming into Blacksburg playing Virginia Tech.
Well, early score by the Hokies. A mistake got Richmond back in it. And then Tavion Robinson housed it from 60 yards. Virginia Tech.
Offensively, and since then, really hasn't been able to get anything going. The third downs, I mean, we have seen a clinic on third down defense, Wes. I'm going with the positive here. Clinic on third down defense so far in this game. The thing I'm surprised about, Virginia Tech only 55 yards rushing in the first half. Braxton Burmeister, their leading rusher with 35 yards.
Yep, and a lot of it came early on that first drive. And there'll be no return by Aaron Dykes. And the Spiders will scrimmage from their 25 as Richmond bids to become one of these FCS teams. Montana, East Tennessee State, John Gross and Jacksonville State, and the Lumberjacks of Northern Arizona, Roddy, who have all beaten BCS teams.
Yeah, Power 5 opponents, Washington, FSU, and Arizona. And I guess Vanderbilt's a Power 5 opponent too, I guess, technically.
Russ Huseman told us during the week, Power 5, not BCS. I'm saying BCS, I mean Power 5.
Right.
Aaron Dykes picks up about 4 on first down. What did Coach Huseman offer you, Larisha?
Well, he told me he was pleased with the effort that he saw from his team, and once they settled down, they played pretty well. But the one thing that bothered him, and he said, I told you guys about this, we can't let special teams kill us. And so that's one of the main focal areas coming into the second half, as well as making sure that his quarterback, English, hangs onto the ball and distributes it well.
Yeah. Like we said, Roddy, he punched that 2 or 3 times in our visit this week. 2 Spiders in motion here for Bo English in relief of Joe Mancuso. Flipped out to Smith. And Savon Smith, nice move up in front of the Hokie bench. And finally angled out near the 45.
Yeah, I think the spot a little friendly. It looked like he stepped out to me before he got to the 40. Justin Fuentes pointing back there too, but a good play call. You just get a little bubble route by the running back. That's why I think he stepped out. Likely bring it back, take a look at it, but it's still a first down no matter what.
Jeff Heiser blows the whistle. They are going to indeed look at the run.
Previous play is under further review from where the player may have stepped out of bounds.
All right, quick timeout in Blacksburg.
Timeout.
Team, we've waited all year for this. But game day isn't about wins or losses. It's about grills and smokers, burgers and wings, buffalo sauces and secret rubs. Do we save at Food Lion for the home field advantage? Do they have just what we need to go big on game day? Then walk out there with your heads held high and your sliders held higher. As this is our home. And that's our Food Lion.
I'm Glenn Youngkin, candidate for governor, and I sponsored this ad.
Back in 1984, I was a 24-year-old Richmond police officer working in uniform downtown when a man walked up and shot me in the head. Every few years, I have to rip those wounds open again to plead with the members of Terry McAuliffe's parole board to keep the man who tried to kill me off the streets. Virginia simply won't be safe with 4 more years of Terry McAuliffe.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is people like options. I mean, you take Geico. You can call them anytime you feel like saving money. It don't matter, day or night. Use your computer, your smartphone, your tablet, whatever. The point is, you have options. Ah, how convenient. Oi, crab cakes. What are you looking at?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
These are Tecovas boots. They're everything a Western boot should be. If a mountain of 5-star reviews doesn't blaze a trail for you, our craftsmanship and style will. Quality and confidence, shipped right to your door. Find your pair at tecovas.com.
Finding a Bigfoot is really hard, but finding the perfect products to wow your customers or celebrate your team? Easy. Just go to 4imprint.com. For promotional products people use and love, 4imprint, for certain.
Join Peyton and Eli for Monday Night Football.
I love the game plan. Run the ball.
As they welcome special guests and break down the game as only they can.
I don't need practice on Red Zone Day because I'm Red Zone Robbie G already.
Monday Night Football with Peyton and Eli on ESPN2.
Well, it was an excellent run by Savon Smith, just probably not as good as he first thought, Roddy.
Yeah, and you can see left foot and that
there.
Right foot there. That's the one that gets you on. Left foot gets close, right foot all the way out. You can see a little bit of green on the other angle on that one. But the next one, that right foot, when it comes out of bounds, clearly steps out right in front of Justin Fuente. He was all over.
38-yard line, 1st and 10. And Aaron Dyke spells Smith and a big gap up the crease. And he will break midfield before he is finally gang tackled Jermaine Waller, but he ran behind. We told you about Richmond's offensive line. 320-pounder Tim Coleman paving way for Aaron Dykes.
This looked like it was going to be an outside zone play, but full intentions of cutting this thing back all the way. Nice play design by Richmond.
Yep. 1st and 10, Virginia Tech territory, and here's Dykes trying to wait and measure, and now almost stepped through the tackle of the safety Daly. Spiders got a little pop here on this opening drive of half 2.
And it's almost a Wake Forest type feel on the mesh point. English hanging in there, but handing the ball off and able to explode through the offensive line, starting to open up some big holes. If you're Virginia Tech, you start to take some chances. You start to blitz some of those gaps, try and get a negative play. You can see the H-back is number 74, Cade Sawyers. So 6th offensive lineman in the game for Richmond.
English fakes the throw, now zips it to the far side. And lowering the shoulder is Leroy Henley to the 26.
Let's go back to that last run. Dykes almost got through there. Watch, you get a double team at the point of attack. Tisdale just caught out of position. That big offensive line shielding him from seeing what Dykes is doing. Once Tisdale jumps out of the gap, Dykes explodes through. It's a nice job of reading it by Aaron Dykes. Great job of being patient, setting up your blocks as a running back, and then when you see the hole, get through there.
Justin Jasper, the receiver, one of the two at the top at 6'3". That's Jonathan Johnson in motion, and they're going to run it with Dykes, or try to run it with Dykes, and Savon Smith, 31, is the guy that crashes into the line, and then it's Norrell Pollard who erases it.
That time, Norrell Pollard cuts across the face. The offensive lineman is able to make the play in the backfield. Jordan Williams also doing a nice job of defeating the double team. It's created 3rd and long. Richmond yet to convert a 3rd down.
The tight end, Connor Devaney, to the right. Haven't looked that way at all today.
Watch the pitch play to the bottom of that bunch.
Quick toss. Smith got a block, turns the corner, and knocked out of bounds. There is a flag down in the secondary.
But they're going to get one of those offensive linemen in a legal block below the waist.
It's a 1st down run by Smith. We'll see if it stands.
There is no foul. The defensive holding. Result of the play is a 1st down.
There you go. Saw a Virginia Tech player on the ground and thought, typically you get like a block below the waist area, but because it's a run, there's no defensive holding. It's a nice job on the perimeter, though, of cutting the defender so that Smith can get to the outside. And how about Richmond converting their first 3rd down? They got some momentum on the ground on this drive.
Aaron Dykes back in the ball game with Bo English, the backup quarterback who came on for the 3rd snap of the game after the injury to Mancuso. Throw to the perimeter, Dykes the catch, and a great open field tackle by Daly.
Why, if you're Richmond, are you putting the ball in the air? You've had so much success on the ground. On 1st down, at least put yourself in a position where you're not going to be behind the sticks starting. Run the football. Now you got 2nd and 15. You almost have to go back to the air again. We haven't seen a lot of Bo English on the ground, though. A guy who had been at Air Force, obviously has that dual threat ability. But a little head scratching as to why they throw it on 1st down.
Leaking out is Dykes in the backfield. Here's English. Zips it inside. The ball is caught by Johnson, and Hollifield hammered it.
Good tackle by Hollifield, keeping the head out of the tackle against a receiver that had just caught the football. Explodes through him, makes him feel it, but does it the right way. There's been so much talk about targeting. Hollifield does a nice job.
Oh, wow. You're not, and it's Jonathan Johnson who's shaken up after the Hollifield hit. More from Blacksburg in a moment. Work and the ESPN app.
Love that.
Moment ago, Roddy, we got to see textbook no targeting from Dax Hollifield.
Yeah, anytime you get a high hit, you're worried about it, but Dax Hollifield does a nice job of keeping his head up. There's no attack here, so no lowering of the helmet. Runs through, puts that head on the shoulder of the receiver. It's a good, hard, clean hit.
10th play of the drive. English rolling out in trouble, trying to throw back for Devaney, the young tight end, and it's incomplete. Connor Devaney, whose older brother will play tonight on ACC Network. Devin Devaney, the tight end for Georgia Tech.
Tight end for Georgia Tech that Georgia Tech put their 4th down hopes on last week with the shovel pass.
So here is Jake Larson to try a 38-yard field goal on the 12th play of the drive, or 11th play of the drive.
They don't have enough on the field.
Boy, and Russ Huseman hopping mad at the Richmond bench.
Charge timeout. Richmond. 30 seconds on the timeout.
Joe Mancuso there beside the coach, who is, look at it. Watch this, Roddy. I need a timeout. Can you give me the timeout? Wow.
He talked to us so much about special teams. His team's giving up a punt return for a touchdown, now cost him a timeout in a one-score game at the beginning of the second half. Frustration from Russ Huseman, but if they can put it between the uprights here, and they've taken off 5 minutes of this third quarter clock by the first drive.
Jake Larson hit a 43-yarder last week in Philadelphia on the main line at Villanova. This is 38 yards. Left to right angle for the right-footed sophomore from Baltimore. Snap, spot. And the kick is good. Larson from 38 cuts it to a 4-point lead.
Did a nice job on that drive of driving down, but we'll get our first look at this Virginia Tech offense. And it was a mixed bag from Braxton Burmeister in the first half. That first drive was excellent. He's able to drive down the field, but he's missed a couple of throws. You had one up the sideline, you had an overthrow to Tre Turner. He's been decent on the ground. They haven't done it quite enough for my liking, but he's their leading rusher right now. It's just been through the air where they've really struggled, but once he's gotten out of the pocket, he has been dynamic as he always is. So what are we going to see from this Virginia Tech offense in the second half? Do you see more of that design quarterback run, or are they going to try and get the passer going through the air?
Well, we'll see, because offensive coordinator Brad Cornelson and Justin Fuente have got to get the map lined up here for Burmeister. Here is Larson's kick. Keyshawn King may get a crack at this from the 5. He got trapped in the near corner. King heads back center of the field and will reach the 22 before he got knocked down on the play by Johnson, who had been shaken up earlier. Well, the run game for Virginia Tech, Roddy, has been a lot of Braxton Burmeister and not a lot of anybody else, though.
Jalen Holston, 1 carry for 16 yards. Raheem Blackshear, only 3 carries. And then you've had Tavion Robinson and Keyshawn King get 1 each as well, both of those going for negative yards. Braxton Burmeister, only 13 rush attempts in the first half. Braxton Burmeister getting more than half of those.
Ball at the 22, and here is Blackshear lowering the shoulder for 5 on the first down play. Amir Hall was there, along with Tyler Dressel. Interested to see how Virginia Tech has worked the perimeter today almost exclusively, Roddy. There have been a couple of cutbacks, but they've been read plays like this one. And Blackshear to the 30 before he got knocked back there. Another hit by Dressler, the grad linebacker who makes his 19th start of his career today.
You got to give a lot of credit to this Richmond defense and the linebackers in particular. Dressler, Tristan Wheeler. Dressler in particular have been excellent for Justin Wood, the young defensive coordinator for this crew, who he himself was excited about coming here, wanted to play at Virginia Tech growing up.
Yep. Burmeister, quick throw. The tight end makes the catch, Nick Gallo, and just enough for the first down. Kind of a bang-bang play from the Hokie offense here.
It's a nice job of Burmeister getting rid of the football. He's got pressure in his face. Your job there is just to get the ball to your receiver and give him an opportunity, and he does that before Amir Hall comes up and makes the play.
So here is Burmeister. Holston's come back in the ball game. Payut, the receiver, here to the bottom of your screen. Turner at the top. And they're going to run the ball here straight ahead with Holston. And he will pick up 3, maybe 4 on the play. Tristan Wheeler stop for this Richmond team. Virginia Tech comes in 10th in the ACC, 71st nationally at 154 yards per game on the ground, Roddy. And now you see they've got 63 today.
And that's probably the number that you're most disappointed in if you're Virginia Tech.
Holston trying the right side, hits the cutback across the 45 and a first down. We saw Jalen Holston spark him on the opening drive of the ball game that ended up in the in the Burmeister to Turner touchdown catch, and Caleb Brooks there slows him down. And a look at the 2020 to 2021 seasons from a running standpoint.
Yeah, it's yards per play at the top, 6.7 to 5. The yards per rush down there went from 2nd to 12th in the conference, and the yards per pass attempt. You know, we thought Braxton Burmeister was going to help them push the ball down the field a little bit better than they did last year. At least that was the hope.
Fakes the toss, going to load and throw deep for Turner. Up the ladder, did he hold it? He did. Great catch by Tre Turner.
Just give him a shot. As long as you don't overthrow him, Tre Turner's as good a jump ball receiver as there is. This is a fantastic catch. Amir Hall would have loved, the defensive back would have loved to have played that ball a little bit better. I thought he had a chance at potentially a pick, but kind of gets turned around, and Tre Turner comes down with the football. He's been dynamic today when he's had an opportunity.
So with just under 7 minutes to go in the third, Turner with another great catch, and Blackshear pushes it inside the 5 to the 4.
Tell you what, Aaron Braxton did a good job of holding on for dear life. Looked like Blackshear was going to be able to step through that and maybe get to the end zone. Banks is able to bring him down. Braxton Burmeister coming out. Connor Blumrick, the transfer from Texas A&M, coming in the game.
Yep, 6'5", 205-pound junior, Pearland, Texas.
Expect quarterback run with this.
18 games with the Aggies in 3 years. And here is Blumrick. Drives it right into the stack. He had 3 carries for 38 yards in the first 3 games for the Hokies prior to that one.
It's the third quarterback we've seen for Virginia Tech today. You open with a quarterback run. Blumrick, 6'5", the biggest of these quarterbacks. Interesting to see how much of the offense do they open up with him in the football game.
He's got the flow too, Roddy.
Oh yeah, great flow. 4 receivers to the right for Virginia Tech.
Gallo in motion. Here's Blumrick, he'll keep it. He'll turn and drive for the end zone. Did he get in? No. Measured just outside the goal line. A.J. Smith, the strong safety.
Smith's done a nice job meeting Blumrick ahead of the goal line, and he's in.
They push it right into the end zone for the touchdown. And Blumrick to the Corps Cadets after the run.
Fired up. All of this set up, though, by Braxton Burmeister, giving Tre Turner an opportunity down the field. Turner going up, making a great catch. The run game on that drive also huge. Started mostly with Holston and Blackshear, and ends with Connor Blumrick.
10 plays, 78 yards. 4:48. Time of the drive. Well, the Turner catch, and then Blumrick punches it in. Hokies by 11. (21-10) Virginia Tech. We welcome you back to ACC Network Football, presented by Subway. And Aaron Dykes will not field the kick. Spiders play from their 20, Larisha.
I had the opportunity to talk to head coach Justin Fuente, who told me that he's been working in the saying or the mantra of grit into the program over the last few years, but now it's starting to permeate. The definition of grit is actually displayed outside of their team meeting room, and the attitude of grit really sparked after reading Angelo Duckworth's book, Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance. He said, it is the single greatest determining factor of success. Stick-to-itiveness. That's one of the words that they use a lot around this program.
Brock Hoffman talked about the book and its transformative piece, Roddy, in helping them through 2020 and kind of setting the table for 2021.
Yeah, that book has really been a hit amongst leaders, anybody who has organizational responsibilities. And I love stick-to-itiveness. How willing are you to stick to it through the tough times? That's what this Virginia Tech crew wants to be about.
Savon Smith across the 40, tripped up by Shamari Connor. Hoffman was even direct, I think Roddy and Larisha saying that last Saturday, all the grit helped them in the comeback at Morgantown to give them the chance. That it didn't work out, but just coming back.
And then falling short, they were really going to see how much grit they had in this game in the preparation throughout the week. You got an FCS opponent coming to town. And so far, especially on the defense side of football, there's been a lot of it.
Yep. 1st and 10 after the run by Smith. Tried to change lanes, got away from the first, but Jermaine Waller wrapped him up and drops him. Waller is playing with house money today. He's got interceptions. He's one of 7 guys in FBS football who's had a pick in each of the first 3 games, Roddy.
And that's one of those plays if you're Savon Smith that you can try other weeks, but Jermaine Waller's going to be looked at as a first 2-day pick next year if he decides to leave Virginia Tech. So maybe not against that guy.
2nd and the full 10. Dykes again, and 3 yards to the 45, maybe 4 to the 46 before Eli Adams, who had 4 tackles, 1 for a loss at West Virginia, makes the play.
Richmond has played all of its non-third downs for the most part with an extra offensive lineman on the field. Excuse-me, crew takes an offensive lineman out, brings a tight end in for his 3rd down.
Bo English, the backup quarterback, been on since the 3rd snap. Now he'll see if he can pick it up with his legs, and does, into Hokie territory. And a big hit at the 44-yard line, but a Richmond 1st down.
Love the call. Absolutely love it. You got a quarterback with some mobility. Watch him make a man miss in the hole. Jumps out, comes in. Alan Tisdale. Ooh, put a little sauce to him.
14-yard run for Bo English. Spiders marching with 2.5 to play in the 3rd.
Do spiders march?
In a line sometimes. Okay. Ants do, right? It's a Dave Matthews Band song.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's English. Cuts it loose, and boy, it looked like Dorian Strong and the intended receiver, Justin Jasper, almost came to a complete stop.
Yeah, there's a lot of contact on this. The fact that it's initiated before the ball's thrown is why I think you don't get anything going on. But Justin Jasper, excuse me, you gotta fight through that contact and expect that if you get one-on-one, your quarterback's coming to you on that slot fade.
Got a little elbow from Shamari Connor too, didn't he?
It's a nice job by Connor throwing in and slowing down the receiver a little bit. Heady play.
English, quick throw to the boundary side, and that is Jerry Garcia. I know what you're waiting on. He trucks down to the 34.
I referenced it in the first half. You brought it back in the 2nd. That's why you're the best.
Yeah.
Are they going to give him the 1st down on this? Looks like they will. Yeah.
I did that specifically for our spotter, Eric Fiddleman.
Yeah. Big Grateful Dead guy.
He is, absolutely. Huge music guy.
This is a nice response drive by Richmond, though. I mean, you have the offense of Virginia Tech go down the field, quickly score a touchdown. You need to give your offense some rest.
Look at this. Smith, wide left. Garcia to the boundary. English, the keeper, and not much on 1st down. A lot of stuff going on there, Roddy, with the new quarterback. Maybe with Mancuso, it's a cleaner play.
Well, I think the snap was what really caught everything off guard. It looked like Clayton McConnell and Bo English were not on the same page with the snap. English barely looks back before McConnell snaps the football. So potentially, but that one you point to the center and you say, hey man, what'd you hear there? I know it's loud here, or can be loud here in Blacksburg. It hasn't been overly loud in this game.
Smith is sidecar left of English. 2nd and the full 10. Hokies show pressure.
Man-to-man on the outside.
English, little throw, downfield, trying to come back and make the play. No flag on the ball intended. Shamari Connor and Isaac Brown, the receivers.
Bo English had a little more time on this than I think he thought. You can put that ball out there. It's actually not a poorly thrown ball. That's pass interference, Wes. That's pass interference. I'm sorry, they got away with one there. The grabbing of the arm as you're trying to come back, that's going to get you every time, except for this time. So maybe, almost every time.
Under a minute to go, big 3rd and 10. The Spiders trail by 11. 10th play of the drive. English misses the receiver on the cross, Josiah Williams.
And those past 2 throws, there's not a ton of pressure, but it's not a completely clean pocket for Bo English. And he hasn't stepped into either one. You step into that and deliver an accurate ball on both the fade ball and that crosser, and you give yourself a chance, but that's what Virginia Tech can do to you.
They're bringing Larson out to try a 50-yard field goal from the center.
Virginia Tech had more time. I'd put somebody back deep to try and return this.
It's actually 51. It would be his longest. And now,
second charge, timeout. Richmond, 30 seconds.
Alrighty. Here's the break for Virginia Tech. James Shibas could put somebody back there here.
I think I would if I'm Virginia Tech. I mean, you got a kicker from Richmond that's kicking in Lane Stadium. He's going to try and drive this ball, but if there's too much talk about getting some height under it,
right,
as you drive it, that thing could end up short. So, I mean, I stick Tavion Robinson back there and just say, hey, look, hang out, but just in case, grab that thing. You got a lot of offensive linemen on the field.
Yep, absolutely right. Now Richmond, are they going to get in their bag of tricks? Nope, here comes Trussler to punt. They're not going to try the field goal.
Interesting. Wes Huseman rethinking his decision to go with the field goal.
You're not faking this, are you, Roddy?
No, not after the timeout. No. Not unless you get something really good. You're kind of close enough where Tavion Robinson is basically playing deep safety. He could get involved.
Hokies, Fuga gets out there late. Trussler going to kick it high. Robinson will let it hit. Excellent job of taking would-be cover men with him to the near side and letting it hit in the middle of the field, but it's still down inside the 10 by Bryson Parker. So Burmeister and the Hokies back out with 39 seconds to go in the third. Huseman's team runs 11 plays. You hear the illegal touch. They'll scrimmage from the 9.
Usually don't get the announcement for illegal touching.
Keyshawn King, the running back. Burmeister looking to throw. Rope in the middle of the field. Robinson out to the 25. Aaron Banks, who's had the pick, makes the tackle. 16-yard throw.
As receivers go, I mean, Tavion Robinson and Tre Turner are a really good pair of receivers in this conference. Yep. And if you can get some consistent quarterback play, you're going to be able to hit the ball, hit some plays down the field, which is really important, especially with James Mitchell out for the year.
King trying to find something right side and nothing. Boy, it looked like Julius was trying to edge out the pressure of Darius Reynolds, Roddy, and nothing for Virginia Tech. But
that's the end of the third quarter.
They did get a Connor Blumrick 1-yard plunge in this third period, but it was set up by another circus catch from Turner. The Hokie lead is 11. We go to quarter 4 in Blacksburg.
At mvmt.com.
Wound up and ready to go.
ACC Network Football, our game 1 of our triple header presented by Subway. Virginia Tech leading by 11. Roddy, I'd like to talk to you about a hot dog soup for later in the year.
Halloween is coming up.
Keyshawn King, first carry of quarter 4. Out to the 33. He'll be 3 shy of the first. Tristan Wheeler the stop on King. The sophomore from Orange Park, Florida, who only appeared in 3 ball games a year ago and only had 10 carries in 2 of Virginia Tech's first 3 games coming in.
This is where you'd expect Virginia Tech's offensive line to really start to lean on that Richmond front. The depth comes into play in the 4th quarter.
Snap to Burmeister. Braxton evades the pocket to his right, throws and toward Turner, but batted away. Darius Reynolds was forcing the issue with Burmeister.
He had Tre Turner early on, and then on the scramble.
Well, Bear Hall's played big today for Richmond in the secondary.
And he's gotten tested. They've kind of left him over there on an island at the boundary.
Yep.
Thrown a couple of fade balls on him. He's played well. He's been great in run support too. This Richmond defense has been largely impressive today, Wes.
Yep. Early 4th period. And here's Peter Moore to punt. Hanging it high for Brown, who will signal for and make the fair catch. We're early in the 4th, meeting all time between the Jayhawks and Blue Devils, and then ACC Primetime Football presented by Geico. Roy Philpott, Tim Hasselbeck, Kelsey Riggs. The roof open at Mercedes-Benz tonight for Carolina, Georgia Tech.
That's exactly how I was dancing when you were talking about those games, Wes. I'm excited.
Aaron Dykes racked up at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and a step back after a nice play inside. Jordan Williams has been a very, very nice addition to what Justin Hamilton's defense needed.
Yeah, he certainly has. A transfer from Clemson. Obviously, that crew at Clemson, a deep crew, wanted to be a starter, wanted to be one of the guys, and has played well for him up front early in this season.
Bo English. And Dykes tried to lower the shoulder at the 23, and there was no movement there. The Hokies stood their ground with Keontae Jenkins.
Here's where this Virginia Tech defense has really gotten after Richmond. 2 of 11 on 3rd down here today. Bo English has not felt comfortable. Anytime there's been a little bit of pressure in the pocket, Justin Hamilton's dialed it up. It's created an incomplete pass.
English tries to break free and close to the 1st down. Helmet pops off. And Bo English will have to come out of the game. We may get to see Jackson Hardy take a snap as Alan Tisdale made the hit.
Well, I think the best thing for Richmond in that situation was Amari Barno just screaming off that left side and made English tuck it and run. You get a look at Jackson Hardy, the redshirt freshman coming in.
Yeah, Hardy is from the Atlanta area, played at Greater Atlanta Christian. And Hardy does not have the wristband.
They're going to have to hurry up. They've only
burn
got
a
10
second,
seconds.
Burn their last time out.
Yeah, you got to go. You got to go. Yeah,
there it is. Russ Huseman. Now Bo English can come back in the game without Jackson Hardy having to take the snap.
Yep. But you had to burn. You had to burn a timeout.
Oh boy.
2 timeouts on special teams. He's running out. I guess he was told the play coming out. I don't know if he forgets the play or if he doesn't have a wristband. They throw the wristband out. My question: he's the backup quarterback. Why doesn't he have the wristband? But they got to burn their last timeout.
They sure did. Richmond out of timeouts. English back on the field now because of the timeout. And a nice throw to the perimeter. Leroy Henley, who had 15 catches last spring. That's his first grab today, his 10th of the year. And a 9-yard play makes it 2nd and short.
And an excellent block by number 5, Josiah Williams, on the perimeter against Jamari Connor. I mean, Jamari Connor is one of the better players in this league. And Williams opened up that play for Henley with his block at the point of attack.
So Bo English from DeMatha, transferred from the Air Force, law student at the University of Richmond. Handoff, and Savon Smith gets enough for the 1st down. Shy of the 44. Shamari Connor, another tackle, Roddy.
Yeah, it was a nice job on the right side of that line of scrimmage. We've been talking a couple of times about the fact that they've played with an extra lineman over and over and over. Watch Cade Sawyers there on the edge. He's playing the H-back position, but he's their starting guard. What they've been doing in the field of play, though, on non-third downs is bringing Jack Bowler in, number 68, putting him at guard, putting Sawyers at that H-back position. Here on that 1st down, you've got a regular formation, though, with normal skill players.
First down and 10. That's Garcia in motion. And they'll fire it to the young man on the outside, and look out. Took the first hit, and that's about it. Shamari Connor was involved, and now we got another flag thrown in on the play after it's whistled at the 43. Jeff Heiser and his group been busy today. Mike Morton is the umpire.
They've done a nice job, with the exception of a missed pass interference call. This crew's done a very nice job.
Personal foul. Tripping. Offense number 65. 15-yard penalty. Second down.
25th start today in a row for Clayton McConnell, who picks up the penalty here.
Correction, the foul was a dead ball foul. Therefore, the resulting play penalty is second down.
Yeah, I guess. Didn't see tripping there. Kind of stumbled over his foot, I thought. I mean, you're kind of engaged. The guy trips over his foot. It's borderline for me.
Kevin McGrath visiting with Russ Huseman, who apparently is not happy at all.
I would tend to agree with that.
Both Smith and Dykes on the field at the same time for English in the second and long. Straight drop. He's going to run now, 35, 40, and took a big hit. Amari Barno collapsed on him at the 41.
I don't hate the decision to run. I don't love the decision to try and cut back into the defenders. Just run to the sideline, try and keep going. But he also had Justin Jasper down the field. Bo English sees a lot of space in front of him. Just keep running outside. I don't know what he's doing cutting back there. Just keep running. Get a couple extra yards and stay away from those big hits.
Swapping out a tight end for a receiver. Play clock down to 11 seconds.
No timeouts for Richmond. They got to hurry.
Sure do. Third and long. 13 for the first. Play clock at 1. Better snap it. Will not get it done.
Prior to the snap, delay a game. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Go down.
And that's an inexperienced quarterback not realizing. The first thing you do when you come in is you check the play clocks. Where are they? And as a backup quarterback, you got to be taking those mental reps constantly. They were slow out of the huddle. Broke the huddle with about 12. You had the receivers kind of meandering out. You've got a motion involved. You're a quarterback coming out. First thing you do is check the clock. Tell everybody, we got to go. We got to hurry.
Yeah. The process is all different after the injury to Mancuso on the second play of the game. English quick throw. This is Dykes trying to find some help in the block and does not. Dorian Strong, freshman at corner, makes the play. And Richmond will have to punt.
This Virginia Tech defense has been pretty good for most of the day. They've been really good on third downs. You would think, though, if Mancuso was in the game for Richmond, what could this game have been?
Truslin gonna hang it high. Robinson makes the play at the 20. Can he do it again? There's a flag down. Tavion splits the difference, crosses midfield. Needs one more and out of bounds, deep in Richmond territory, inside the 30, but a lot of markers.
There's a flag. Tavion Robinson, I think he had one too many cuts. That last one at the end, he had a blocker if he stays to the field. Once again, special teams.
63-yard return of a 42-yard punt, but and more one-way conversation with the punter.
You can see him asking, why didn't you do it? You see what happens when you kick it like that. Just punt the ball high in the air so they can't return it.
During the kick, holding, receiving team, number 37, 10-yard penalty.
Just ahead of 8 minutes to go in Blacksburg. Hokies by 11 when we continue in a moment.
Maryland. That ball's got to be over there. It's 53 to third by 100. That's 5,333 square yards that we got to cover. Their great athlete can isolate one of our athletes in the open field. It's hard for us.
Flag on the carry by Holston, tackled by Wheeler. This was in the neighborhood of a hold, I believe. Jeff Heiser.
Holding. Offense, number 54.
We'll see to Smith. The big fella.
Bumping out to left tackle. You're going to see him just grab on a little too
Holding.
long.
Offense, number 54. That penalty's declined. Results of the play, second down.
Oh, interesting.
Virginia Tech came in the ball game with just 11 penalties in 3 games, Roddy. 5 today.
Yeah, and I think Russ Huseman declines that penalty. You're only getting 5 yards, and then they're allowed to replay the down, so you just go ahead and take the down.
Yep. Holston. And, boy, Spiders bow up pretty quick. With under 8 minutes to go now here in the 4th. Kobe Turner. We have not called Big Kobe's name much at all today. The 290-pound fifth-year senior from Clifton, Virginia.
He's done a nice job today, though. He has really clogged up the middle for the most part and made him bump it outside. Remember, last time Virginia Tech was in this situation, in this area, Alex Kadum threw an interception, gave the Spiders great field position.
Free play for Virginia Tech. Burmeister, middle of the field, Robinson the catch, first down near the 30. Niall Harris in coverage.
Looked like it might have been Kobe Turner that jumped off sides, giving him that free play.
Offside, defense. That penalty's declined. Results of the play, first down.
Tight.
Yeah, it jumps off sides. I'm surprised it wasn't blown dead for contact, but either way, the delivery over the middle. And Braxton Burmeister has settled down a little bit in the second half going to ball.
Burmeister 16 to 27, now over 200 yards and looking for more. Going to take the deep shot. This is Tre Turner and almost picked off. Tyreek Funderburk shaken up on the play.
Broken up by number 2, Tyreek Funderburk.
We'll take a timeout.
One app, Wes, one tap.
That's it. Well done.
Thanks.
Holston in motion, Burmeister. And look out, that was up top, no flag on the tackle by Aiden Murray. Came close to unbuckling the helmet.
Yeah, he did. The key here, he does not grab the face mask. That's why there's no face mask on the play. His high kind of wrapped around the bottom of the helmet. Looks a little bit worse than it is, and it sets up a 3rd and long for Virginia Tech.
All right, Coach. 6.5 to go, 3rd and 10 and change. What are you looking for here? How aggressive you want to be, Roddy?
Well, I think you got to try and get the first down if you're Virginia Tech. So you're telling Braxton Burmeister, if it's not there, tuck it, use your legs. That's your biggest weapon.
Burmeister sacked. Tyler Dressler.
It's a call by Justin Wood, the Virginia defensive coordinator, that takes a lot of gumption. Let's bring pressure, play man-to-man on the back end, and know that our guys can get there. A great play by Dressler, jumping over the defender out of the backfield. I think that was Raheem Blackshear, if I'm not mistaken, in pass coverage, forcing the punt.
Peter Moore will punt it away to Isaac Brown, who has to retreat. Lets it hit, and it jumps out of bounds around the 27-yard line. So with 5:38 to play in the ball game, down 11, the backup quarterback, after the first 2 snaps from scrimmage today, now all of a sudden Justin Hamilton's defense has to get this thing to the house a little bit.
And Richmond doesn't have to go fast, but you have to have some urgency. You don't have any timeouts, so you want to leave as much time on the clock as you can. Going to have to put the ball in the air some here. Justin Hamilton, you might heat up the pocket, try and create a negative play.
Savon Smith with English. And the Spiders try and generate something on the ground. That'll be a gain of almost 3 to the 32. Tay Daly had one of the early hits in the game. He's been steady today for Virginia Tech.
Daly has been all over the field for Virginia Tech through the first few games, finding a lot of depth in that secondary.
Can't wait around if you're Richmond. Here's English. He'll keep it and goes nowhere. That looked like Taiwan Garbett just pulled him down. Now we've got a Hokie player shaken up, and the injured Virginia Tech player is Jordan Williams.
If you ever wanted to see what it looks like when you run into a brick wall, that's about what it looks like. Jordan Williams, transfer from Clemson. It's been an excellent addition to this Virginia Tech front, excuse me.
Spot this football right around the 32, and it'll be third down. So Williams will be helped.
Look at that knee. It's a good sign he's able to walk off.
Right. And Savon Smith comes back with Bo English in the backfield.
3rd and 7. This is obviously 4-down territory. So just a positive play here for Richmond.
Under 5 now to go. English throws far side beyond the reach of Leroy Henley.
They had Henley. I think he got him on the sluggo, the slant and go. Watch the top of your screen. You're going to see Henley come inside on the slant and then outside. And he's got Dorian Strong beat. You got to make that throw. Looks like Russ Huseman's going to punt the ball away. I'm a little surprised you're punting the ball away. If you're playing to win, you got to go for it. You don't have any timeouts.
Trussler hits it high right down the hash line, and Robinson will play from there and tackled promptly at the 31-yard line. Well, let's take a look at our MVP of the game, and it's brought to you by Sport Clips.
Well, there's only 2 options here, and we went with Tre Turner. 6 catches on the day, 102 yards. This excellent touchdown catch in the first quarter on the first drive. But then a little bit later on, it's been good over the middle, and a big catch deep as well. This one right here set up first touchdown of the second half for Virginia Tech, the only touchdown in the second half for Virginia Tech. So Tre Turner gets the player of the game.
Yep, brought to you by Sport Clips. And Keyshawn King in the backfield now with Burmeister, who calls his own number here.
There was a lot of debate amongst our crew between Tre Turner and Tavion Robinson.
That is correct.
Punt return for a touchdown.
Yep.
But Virginia Tech with 202 yards receiving, Tre Turner with 102 of those. And then the setting up, I think the difference maker was the setting up of the touchdown in the second half.
Would agree with that. And by the way, the Hokies working the clock now. Under 4 to go, and you see 15 to snap it. And this is Blackshear bobbing and weaving. And they're going to spot it toward the 39, so it'll be 3rd down and 2. Looks like Ray Eldridge got him off the bottom of the stack for Richmond. Right now, you don't snap this till you got about 3 minutes to go, Roddy.
If you're Virginia Tech, the thought is, hey, if we get this first down, game's over.
Right.
So with an empty backfield, unless they motion somebody in, I expect this to stay in the hands of Braxton Burmeister.
Julius, the tight end, slides back toward the formation. Here's Burmeister on the keeper, and he will have the first down. Pushes ahead toward the 43.5. A couple of spiders there to stop him, but a first down for Virginia Tech with 3 minutes to go and the clock still moving.
Yeah, and that'll about do it for Virginia Tech. And it's a nice job of getting the win for them here today. Game's not over, obviously. There's certainly a lot that could happen, but as long as they hold on to the ball,
right,
even if you have to punt the football, Richmond needs 2 scores. Justin Fuente will be happy to get out of here with a win, but ultimately there's a lot of improvement that needs to happen for Virginia Tech in the off week before they go to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Excuse me, have Notre Dame come to
That's
town.
It. Yep. And there is Holston surging forward. Larisha.
Well, guys, we know that the O-line, there was a bit of a shuffle there. Brock Hoffman, who's normally the center, actually went to left guard. And one of the reasons why he was so comfortable in this position, he told me he went to OL Masterminds, which is a summit that was held in Fort Worth, Texas, actually put together by Duke Mayweather and Lane Johnson. He said he was able to meet one of the guys he actually mimics his play after, which is Ryan Jensen, the center for the Bucks. And so he said is when a lot of guys come together basically to discuss the tricks of the trade, techniques, and the mental aspect of the game. And as you all have witnessed, it's been very beneficial for him today.
Well, clearly it's where the Eric Wood-inspired ninja mind tricks of playing center are taught too, Roddy.
Yeah, they share those little things you can do that sometimes the officials can't necessarily see to get those defensive linemen.
Let me tell you, Matt Wilson, our director, if you could put a camera on Brock Hoffman's feet for a moment. Brock Hoffman, listed at 6'3", 310, is rolling with size 17s.
Got to find shoes at that size. Got to get those special made, right?
Tell you what, that is a foundation now to put that frame together.
Absolutely.
He is some kind.
I tell you, told us, size 17. You're expecting a couple more inches on the height.
But. And he hit us with the size 15 when he was in the 8th grade or something.
Yeah.
Here's Burmeister, quick slant. Caleb Smith the catch. And that should end the ball game for all intents and purposes. And Virginia Tech going to go to 3-1. Justin Fuente's team. Roddy, you mentioned the bye week and then Notre Dame visits. And then after that, the Hokies back into the schedule. Starts with Pittsburgh and Syracuse here, then in Atlanta and to Boston. Only one of their last 5 is at home.
Yeah, most of the time it's going to be away from Lane Stadium, but look, a win is a win. Football games are tough to win, especially when you don't play well on one side of the ball. Justin Fuente will be pleased getting out with a win, and this was not the cleanest performance from his crew, but overall, you saw a lot of grit from the defense.
Yeah.
Was able to come through and keep you in the football game. Richmond played hard. You got to give Russ Huseman's crew some credit. But the Hokies taking care of business. Handshake
between the head coaches. 52nd meeting between these two schools. Goes to Virginia Tech. They're now 3-1 on the year. With Notre Dame here on the 9th of October. Richmond falls to 2-2. After the loss at Villanova last week, they're back home next week to restart CAA play against the Phoenix of Elon.
Be successful in the drive.
In the first half, you had that touchdown where you got your foot right in there. What was going through your mind to help you get that foot planted right before you stepped out?
Really, I was making sure I caught the ball first, but I felt myself in the air for too long. So after I caught, I looked down, I had to reach my foot back. So I just knew I had to tap it in the end zone because I wanted my touchdown. So that's what happened.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Well, still to come here on ACC Network. Duke and Kansas. Last time the Jayhawks visited Durham, Sean Wilson went for 243, Roddy, on a dozen carries in the second half.
Yeah, how about that?
Set a single game record that Mateo Durant broke on opening night at Charlotte. And then the nightcap, of course, in Atlanta, number 21 North Carolina and Georgia Tech, presented by Geico.
It'll be interesting to see if that Georgia Tech defense can duplicate the type of performance they had against Clemson a week ago.
Well, Virginia Tech leads early, like from the opening drive. And then they fight through a little bit of it. Robinson gives them a huge punt return. And the Hokies beat Richmond here today by a final of 21-10. For Roddy Jones, Larisha Harris, our producer Alex Barmartino, our director Matt Wilson. West Durham from Blacksburg. So long. Stay tuned. Jordan Cornette and the Huddle next.
Wes and Company taking us to the top of the hour. We appreciate that. We got an hour, though, to kick off with Kansas and Duke down there in Durham. Duke has arrived, looking to continue some of that momentum, thinking win streak. They've won the last 3 games against Big 12 teams. Kansas, a Big 12 opponent this afternoon. Hour away from kickoff, following us here. Rock with us for the next hour here in studio. Jordan Cornette, Eric McLean, EJ Manuel, Coach Mark Richt. And the Hokies won pretty. They improved to 3-1 with their win today, 21-10. Over the Richmond Spiders. Struggled to find consistency in this one, but did enough to win. EJ, what did you see?
Yeah, I think overall, just keeping Richmond at bay, not allowing them to have too many big plays. I thought the receivers did a good job. As you saw, Turner coming up with that huge catch, tapping that 1 foot in. So enough for them to win the ball game. And at the end of the day, that's all you want, to add a W to the win column. So good job for them.
I think it's going to be interesting to see going into this bye week, Notre Dame next. How healthy can they get on the offensive line? Do they figure some continuity out there? Had so many guys in different positions. Coach, I think that's going to be really important going into Notre Dame.
Right. I think psychologically an underwhelming game like today might be helpful going into an open day that you tend to – obviously in a loss you want to make corrections, but when you don't play as good as you think you should, like Coach said, you could see, you could hear in his voice, in his body language, you could see that he was a little disappointed. He's talking about evaluating things. Yep. That means change is coming one way, shape, or another. And that punt return was big. Yep. I'm not sure why the second team quarterback was in the game when they threw the pick to give him life. But you can't give teams like that life, or it's going to be closer than you want it to be.
Well, in reality, we talk about this Virginia Tech team improving to 3-1. They're punching in the red zone, the deep red zone in Morgantown, away from being perfect. Eric, do you feel like this was maybe a kind of what Coach is alluding to here? You have the open date in front of you, then Notre Dame's on the other side of that one. Notre Dame currently in a tight one at Soldier Field against Wisconsin right now, where you're thinking, we'll take care of Richmond, but Notre Dame awaits us in 2 weeks.
It's hard to say, man. This is kind of who they are. Every game that we've seen from them has been average performances. Now, they got it done defensively against Carolina that week 1 game, but then the second half, offensively couldn't do anything. They scored 14 points their first 2 drives, and then offense really tapped out, and that's kind of what we've seen. It's really been Burmeister or bust, and he's had to run the ball. He's had to throw the ball, and quite frankly, it hasn't been the most explosive offense that we've seen from these guys. But at the end of the day, they're winning. That's all that matters is you win football games.
Well, let's get to the highlight and how they got to this place, because like we said, it was a little frenzied at times for Virginia Tech. The 52nd meeting between the Spiders and the Hokies. The series dates back to 1897. First time since '86 they have met. First drive for Virginia Tech, Braxton Burmeister finds Tre Turner. Coach, who had a big day.
Beautiful. Just a great throw and catch. Just a wonderful job to get your foot down in the back end of the end zone. Just a great athletic effort by the receiver.
Coach, you mentioned the backup stepping in for the Hokies, Burmeister stepping out for a series, and it's Knox Kadum here, rolling right in his own end zone, intercepted, poor decision. Aaron Banks, favorable field position for the Spiders. Very next play, Spiders wasting no time. From the shotgun, the draw play, Savon Smith finds a hole and bursts 16 yards to touchdown run. This one tied up at 7 apiece midway through a second quarter, less than 5 minutes remaining in a half. Richmond punting. Tavion Robinson was not supposed to receive this football. You can tell by the antics on the sideline from Richmond's head man, because Robinson pockets this one for 60 going the other way, and it's a Hokies on top, 14-7 now at this point, picking up third quarter. Hokies with a narrow lead of 14-10. Burmeister again, Eric, Tre Turner.
Yeah, and this is what you love to see, a special player like Turner going up and making his quarterback right. Honestly, a bad pass there, but a great job by the receiver, jumping up big time, bringing it down.
I'm guessing you're saying bad pass because there's the defender coming from the other side.
Well, it's triple coverage. You never really want to do that.
Maybe a bad decision.
4 plays later, Virginia Tech punches it in here. They hold on to win 21-10, improving to 11-0 versus unranked non-conference opponents. So the mark of a competent team, beating who you're supposed to beat. The upcoming schedule. We talked about the Hokies being off next week. Number 12, Notre Dame awaiting them. Favorable percentages, giving the nod according to FPI to the Hokies to get it done at home versus Notre Dame. But some challenges along the way there left on the schedule. When you look at what's in front of them, EJ, is this a schedule where you say you can build some momentum even with Notre Dame being the next challenge?
Absolutely, and Notre Dame is one of those teams that they could use as momentum. Granted, they're in a tough game right now with Wisconsin, but they have a tough schedule themselves. I think the best thing for Virginia Tech in this game is that they got the spark from the special teams. Anytime that I grew up watching Virginia Tech, You know, they were making big plays on defense and then making big plays on special teams. That's that lunch pail mentality.
That's right.
I think that's a way for them to kind of steal points and obviously, you know, flip the field even if it's a punt or a kickoff. They really take pride in that. So I think that's, you know, a part of their identity as a program.
I'm being told in this point right now, BC and Missouri in a very close one. About 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. BC trailing Missouri by 4. We got to take a live look in.
Personal foul, face mask, offense, number 23, 15-yard penalty, brings first down.
So they're gonna get it on Levy.
Yeah.
Going out of bounds.
That's a devastating blow to Boston College.
Yeah, and it was a great play call too, because they've been running up the middle, so you get Levy in the game who has a little more speed, gets to the outside, and just as he's trying to get that stiff arm out there, you can have the hands on the face mask, you just can't grip it, you can't pull at it. That was the mistake that Levy made.
So instead of first down and goal from inside the 10, they mark it back to the 25. And it's 1st and 12. We'll start the clock. We're under 2 minutes. Grossell rolling out, comes back to his tight end Luchetti, the big-bodied receiver, gets it inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. Aldridge makes the tackle after a 7-yard gain.
What a risky throw. Frank Signetti, the offensive coordinator, saying, no, 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 what are we doing? Late throw across the body of the quarterback, and they somehow find a way to make it convert, and Zay Flowers now back in the game. Great job by Grossell. It was risky, but it worked.
Play number 11 on this series. Levy right up the middle. Gets it inside the 15. It'll be 3rd down and short as we're just over a minute to go.
And a great job by Boston College overcoming that penalty. Had 1st down and 12. Get a couple plays together now, a 3rd down and short.
So what is Missouri thinking here timeout-wise?
I think right now, I mean, they got 2 to go here. They're just going to let it go. They're going to try to stop him here.
Levy, great second effort. He got the 1st down. That little extra backwards push from Levy got the 1st down. Timeout, 40 seconds to go.
Great surge there at the end by Levy. He knows it's money time, and then the quick timeout.